Welcome to the Game of Satoshi livestream. This is the world's first cinematic Bitcoin puzzle game. This is where you can decode Satoshi's enigma so you can learn, win, and master financial freedom one episode at a time. Every week, we take you inside the story of money's hidden history, the problems that Bitcoin solves, and the choices that will shape your future. Each episode on this channel delivers a clear lesson, an interactive puzzle, and a path for you to level up, whether you're a first-timer or a hardcore Bitcoiner. We're just about to start the live stream show where we'll offer real-time challenges, giveaways, interviews with Bitcoin experts, and answer your questions. So grab your coffee or drink of choice and lock in. Here we go. Welcome everybody to yet another live stream for the Game of Satoshi. We are very grateful to have you guys with us today. As always, you can always get started with the Game of Satoshi even if you didn't join when the game launched a few months back. Basically, you click on the link below, get access to the players area for free, just sign up for it, and you can start solving all of the puzzles, all the previous ones and the ones that we've released this week. So it's never too late to get started. Make sure you do join us and be a part of this great movement and help support Bitcoin education and moving this project and this momentum forward. So thank you guys. Today, we're going to be talking with the co-founder of the Guardians of Blockchain. Many of you guys have seen and heard about this company because it is one of our supporters and sponsors of the show. And we have definitely been giving out some of the mini miners that they produce and sell as gifts throughout this live stream. So some of you guys have actually won a couple of these, and hopefully many of you have downloaded their free PDF to learn about solo mining and why it's so important. So today, we're joined by the co-founder of the Guardians of Blockchain, František Kohoutek. And what we're going to do is talk about why solo mining is important. I think some people hear about solo mining and think chances are too low to win. What's the point? Is it just kind of for fun? Is there an actual value for solo miners? Does the network become more secure the more solo miners start to actually secure the network? What are the economics of solo mining versus, kind of the industrial bigger players that are getting involved with this? So we're going to get into all of those topics, but there might be some question or topic that you want us to cover and I don't get to it in our conversation. So for you to get your questions answered, there will be a link below in the description box called the Slido link. And so click on that. Submit your question, hit a like on a previously submitted question if you want that one to be answered, and we'll get through as many as we possibly can towards the end of today's episode. Of course, we are also going to be giving our giveaways, just as we always do. We have a top comment picked out. We'll get to that. And you can win by leaving a comment under both of this week's videos that were released, the mission and the episode. So if you haven't left a comment more than one word long, you can still go find those videos right now and make sure you leave a comment. By the time we get to those giveaways, probably halfway and then towards the end of the show, we will be giving away 2 more prizes based on random comment selections from those videos. So make sure you do that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome František into the show. And we're going to talk about Guardians of Blockchain and exactly why he's devoted so much of his life to this very, very great cause. So František, thank you so much, man, for joining us, being a part of this show, and for obviously being a part of the Bitcoin movement and supplying us with resources and equipment to help us secure and make this technology even better. Let's start with your backstory, your connection to Bitcoin. What was it for you that made Bitcoin click when you first heard about it?
Yeah, hello everyone. First of all, it's my honor to be here to speak with you and all of you guys. And it's really my honor to be a sponsor of Guardians of Blockchain. And to your question, yeah, I think I remember it absolutely clearly. It was the moment when my first package from Silk Road arrived in the mail. In 2013, I guess. I was at university, and of course, I was buying only textbooks, of course, for study from Silk Road, nothing else, of course. But yeah, this was before This was before the infamous boat accident, where I lost all my bitcoins. But you know how bitcoiners always say that they lost everything in a boat accident. But well, in my case, it was kinda true. But I first got into the Bitcoin in late 2012, when I bought my first bitcoins from an older classmate. He looked like really nerdy and geeky. I was a little bit afraid of him, but yeah, the purchase was done. And but until that magical delivery from Silk Road arrived, I honestly thought that I had just thrown away all my pocket money or lunch money from my parents, but I hadn't. Uh, it arrived. So just look at the Bitcoin today, right? I think I bought around 10 Bitcoins for $50. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But at that moment, it clicked me because it was connected with the real world. I spent Bitcoins and package arrived. Nobody was cared from who, from where, what was inside, but it arrived. So it was magic to me. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So you had one of those really, really OG experiences very early on and seeing those like extremely early prices. I'm curious, like when you first learned and started using Bitcoin, did you anticipate it would become the thing that it is today where major banks, even just as of this month, are capitulating and saying, sure, we'll take it as collateral. Nation states are adopting it. Even I saw that there was a central bank that, made a little test purchase of either 100 million or something like that. Did you anticipate that it would grow like this? Was that what your vision was for it?
Yeah, I think like you mean as a collateral, for example.
Or
Yeah,
just as a financially dominant phenomenon?
I think yes, but I think we are kind of far away from that point. But for example, as I said, as a collateral, you can use it when you are getting a mortgage. I think banks are started talking about this phenomenon that it will be possible. So I think not far away, just only far away. it's yeah, we are not far away. Yeah. I think it will be used as a collateral.
Great. Now, before you co-founded Guardians of Blockchain, what was your life like? Before getting deeply involved in this Bitcoin movement and with your company, give me an overview. Like, what was going on in your life? What were the kind of struggles you were facing? What was the sort of overall theme that you could kind of point to at that point in your life?
Yep. To be honest, nerd and geek. I would say this way, but I have always been a software developer, programmer, and I I still am and I'm still a developer. But I went through different roles in big international corporations, even led large teams, but it never felt like the right fit. I was feeling as a part of some wheels, and yeah, it was not for me. 11 years ago, I founded with my brothers and nephews family-run tech company called Galosoft, and today I'm more of then project manager. I'm just kind of guy for everything, because in a small company you are filling all the roles like cleaner, HR, or developer, or project manager, systems engineer, sales guy, or yeah, that's the reality. But thanks to the Bitcoin, I think we are able to focus on our own projects in company, like things that excite and fulfill all of us. And yeah, one of our branches called Galosoft Crypto even mines Bitcoin in different locations around the world. But yeah, but the deeper we go, the more we realize that it's hard to compete with the big players in mining. I mean, it's exhausting because you are constantly searching for some niche where you can make a real impact, or where you can mine more effectively, and where prices for electricity are low, etc., etc. So I came from the software development world, and after that, mining, BTC mining. But I have more information about how we did. Yeah, I think we can get to it. But yeah, from the whole big mining, I just start solo mining because I'm feeling more useful here.
Yeah, like since you brought that up, let's just get into a little bit of the sort of philosophy of Guardians of Blockchain. Guardians, right? What are you guarding? You're protecting something from someone. There does seem to be a bit of a mission behind this company rather than just selling solo mining equipment and helping people learn about it. So, give me the overall thesis of the Guardians of Blockchain. What is the main mission statement for your company, for your project here?
Yeah. I think the moment, or what does the word guardian mean for me personally? For example, so guardian isn't just a product on our eShop. We just, or by the way, we run the eShop. So now guardians are available, and you can pay through the payment gateway. And we run it actually 1 minute ago, 1 minute before this stream. So it was day on the edge. But for me personally, Guardian is just only product. It's an attempt to be commercial success or something like that. But I think it's a movement, one that aims to teach people what decentralization really means, and what it means to think in a decentralized way. Uh, I don't know if we will succeed. I don't know, but we are insanely passionate about it because uh, we are looking in someone's eyes, that the shift from "I have no idea what you are talking about" to "Oh, holy crap! I never thought of it that way. So now I know what the Bitcoin is about." And that feeling that you described it to someone, it's it's addictive because if you are describing how it works, if you are describing that decentralization, it's really important, and people get it, and it clicked to the people, you can see their eyes that okay, finally I know how it works. So it's not about mining profits, blah blah blah. It's about decentralization. I think this is the word. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the key features of the whole technology there. Why don't more Bitcoiners go into mining? Do you think? And why did you decide to go this path rather than just stacking Sats, buying Bitcoin, dollar cost averaging? What's the sort of the big roadblock for a lot of people if they're thinking about stacking Sats, getting more Bitcoin? They just don't want to go into the mining space.
Yeah, but also, again, I don't know why others, but for me personally, I grew up on countryside, and my dad and I would go cut wood in the forest, and we had animals, and there was always work to do around the house, etc., etc. So that kind of shaped me, and I followed an old Czech. We are saying in Czech Republic, we are saying no work, no cookies, or better, no pain, no gain. So that's why I was never drawn into Bitcoin projects that try to reinvent the wheel, or how can I say, yeah, slap on some innovation and just make a quick buck and earn money, and those always end up as money grabs or reg pools, or something like that. So I hated the whole vibe of earning money in cryptocurrencies and even in Bitcoin. But instead, I was drawn to the hardcore side of Bitcoin, the real stuff. I never had any problems with how Bitcoin worked, but mining always felt, I was always felt like something magical. So it's hard to explain to people, and that's exactly why I love it. It's my little niche, because mining, it's really really hardcore thing to explain people. But yeah, uh, sometimes a place where I can shine, but I'm more likely enjoying the process, and where very few others are willing to go, right? So I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is very difficult to understand. I'm just curious if you had a 5-year-old in front of you and you had to describe how is a block solved and how does mining work. Simplest analogy you could come up with, simplest elevator pitch you could say, this is what it is. What do you think? What would you say to a 5-year-old?
Yeah, I think it's like rolling the dice, and I'm writing, and I'm traveling around the Czech Republic, and I'm teaching kids in basic school what Bitcoin is, how it works, and what mining is. And I'm not telling everyone that it's like rolling the dice, but I'm telling them that it's a confirmation of transaction. So I just choose to kit Joe and Doe, John and Doe, and I'm describing them how transactions are working. That if John wants to send transaction to Doe, and he will not be fake this transaction, the rest of classroom can see that John sent money to Doe, and everyone can approve that. But if Doe wants to send transaction to John, but he will make a secret deal with John that he will not make it, but they will sign a contract. They will put the transaction in transaction list, but transaction never happened. But they will agree on that. But only two of these guys will agree that the transaction happened. The rest of classroom will not. The rest of classroom will put it some proof that transaction was never happened. And it is, I think that's a clicked moment for the whole class, that okay, so everyone independently need confirm across each other the transaction. So it's economically unprofitable to get some scenario when the John is traveling around all of these people and getting them on board with this fake transaction. It will be not economical, so it's not worth to fake transaction. And after that, everyone just okay, so it's better to not fake it. And I said, yes, now you get it, guys. So I'm not describing how mining is working, that it's just searching for some nonce, for some magic number. But everyone's thinking that mining, it's in TV shows and in YouTube, they are saying that it's super engineering algorithm, and machines are super smart, etc., etc. No, these machines are not smart, but they are really quick. I don't know if you know, guys, but terahash means 1 billion questions and answers and guess in 1 second. 1 billion per second. It's a huge understandable number. To me, as a developer, it's too fast. It's too fast.
Yeah, I love that. And there's one thing which is the technical truth, the technical understanding of what mining is. But then I love what you're doing, especially with those examples. Is the technical stuff isn't actually what's important. What's important is, why does this technical setup, what does it provide? Like, what's the feature that this unlocks? And like you said, the transparency and the independent confirmation is actually what is the point of all of it. So you could get into the weeds of understanding all that, which I'm sure you can, but for others, like even myself, who can't quite fully wrap their head around it, it's been more important just to know why. Why is that there? And I think you fully properly explain that. So give me a little bit of your backstory with mining. So when you were going to take mining seriously, did you basically start your own mining farm? Were you kind of mining on your own little setup? Did you join a pool? Like, what was your backstory when you first got into mining?
Yeah, I think it was early around 2016. I tried a tool called CG Miner, I believe, and I'm not sure it was from Colivas or Colivas. I believe it was from author was Colivas, which CG Miner, it's fork of software of CPU Miner. CPU Miner was the first software where you was able to mine on your computer, like as Satoshi said, one CPU, one vote. And CPU Miner was the simplest software to your computer, and it fulfilled all your processor, and you were just guessing. And CPU Miner was from Jeff Garzik. I remember well Jeff Garzik because he was the really core Bitcoiner from the beginning. But basically, it's software that lets you mine on your own computer. Let's say it this way. Um, After that, I experimented with GPU, because GPU is kind of quicker, but it was horribly, I would say, inefficient, maybe, because compared to ASICs, which had already appeared, I believe they appeared in 2013. Yeah, in 2013, ASICs appeared. So it made no sense to continue because ASICs were expensive. I think this is the thing which many people are not realizing, that ASICs were expensive, hard to get, and Bitcoin was worth very little because ASICs, the comparison of the ASIC miner and Bitcoin price was way different than today. Bitcoin miner was like, I don't know, maybe 4,000 US dollar, and Bitcoin price in 2014, 15 was how much? 100? But yeah, difficulty was lower, hash rate was lower, so everything you earned and you mined more bitcoins. But it was harder to get because Chinese producers produced their batches only for bigger players, and it was hard to get. But then came a break, let's say this way. I just did a break, but followed by confession that I'm not particularly proud of, but I was also mining something else than Bitcoin. Towards the end of 2018, I started, and start of 2019, I believe, I started messing around with Ethereum on GPU. But it went surprisingly well, because I mined a lot of full or the whole coins. I mined the whole coins, which I immediately spent because I wanted more and more and more. I was always saying that, okay, I will do better cable management and better lights and better floor, and I will do nice environment for miners. Bullshit, more GPU. So I was purchasing more and more and more, but in the mid of 2020, with a group of enthusiasts, we were running over 1,000 GPUs mining Ethereum in an old cafeteria in Czech Republic, in an industrial park. But then COVID hit, chip shortages, electrically prices skyrocket in Europe. So after that, Ethereum switched protocol from proof of work to proof of stake in 2022. So after that, all GPUs went into the storage. So all GPUs were useless. But among the GPUs thought, we had also a few used Bitmain Antminer S9s, which we kept running by moving them to location with solar power. And year passed, and we almost forget that we still had them running. And at the conference in Dubai at the end of 2022, I met several people, and they were mining Bitcoin at scale. At scale, they were really, really bigger. I had 20 of S9s. I was too small guy. But after that, we were talking about Bitcoin mining. It restarted the whole journey to me personally. So, long story short, sorry for my talkativeness. Uh, my first real mining experiences was CG Miner, followed by, let's put it this way, dark era with Ethereum, but I eventually full return to Bitcoin because it makes more sense to me being
Very cool.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, definitely. We love that, the backstory and all the lessons learned for sure, and we all learn as we go through this process. So that's great. We're gonna take a quick little break here and have our first giveaway. When we come back with you, František, I really want to get into centralization of mining. What's been happening in the industry for the last 5 years, 10 years? What the dangers of that could be? What we can maybe do about that? And yeah, just get into the specifics of what's going on in the industry with mining. So before we do that, though, real quick, guys, we're going to do our first giveaway. This is going to be for the Block Hunters Bitcoin board game, as we do every single week. This first giveaway is going to go actually to the comment of the week. So this is one that we have hand selected that we felt just had a lot of value to it. So we appreciate all of you guys doing the effort posts and leaving those great comments on the channel. This is from the McBum. Sorry, I mispronounced your name. Not so long ago, I didn't know about Bitcoin, but I knew about the unfairness of the system. For years, I knew that I would never be able to afford or to buy my home, and that my salary would not keep up with the rising prices. But finally, I started investing in Bitcoin, and hopefully it will give me a chance to survive in this world. HODL. I love this comment, and I share that sentiment. I have definitely seen so many family and friends that are struggling. That K-shaped economy thing is real, I believe, and there are some people that seem to be doing okay right now, and a lot of people that aren't. And it's hard, every time going to the grocery store, seeing those price rise, seeing your money kind of melting away, your purchasing value melting away. And, it's sometimes frustrating because you say, I got something that could cure that, and here it is. And then they see the volatility of it or whatever they previously believe about it, and they run away, and it can be really frustrating. But I'm so glad that you're finding that hope and that feeling of like you've got a great future in front of you. So that's one of the best promising parts about Bitcoin for sure for me, is it's really helped me renew my faith in a bright, optimistic future where you can actually save in something that will hold its value, so you can actually have a great, productive, wonderful life moving forward. So thank you and congrats. So what you need to do is reach out to the team, info@thegameofsatoshi.com, confirm that you are the user there, Mr. The McBum, and they will basically send you out this Block Hunters Bitcoin board game right away. So František, coming back to you, man. Thank you. Let's get into centralization of mining. What is the state of mining right now in the world? How many big miners are basically being are kind of at play? And let's just start there. Like, what is the sort of overview of what is going on with mining right now?
Yeah. Now we are really, really big numbers because we are over 1 zettahash in terms of hash rate. It's 1,000 exahash. It is 1 million petahash. It is many these little things, or many less many the bigger things. But I believe decentralization or where is or which is what is the biggest problem? I think, as Satoshi said, one CPU, one vote, right? But seriously, about 10 years ago, I completed my studies. For example, I will put it this way because I will describe how I get into the centralization problem. So first I did engineering, then I follow up with the second degree in commercial electronics, etc. Company, career, family, kids. Okay, that's fun. But in 2023, thanks to the Bitcoin and my growing desire to understand how the world really looks or works, how regions, finance, economics, and politicians function or rather don't, I decided to start another degree in international trade and regional studies. And my thesis ended up focusing on the risks facing Bitcoin mining. And that's where it all really started. The biggest threat, centralization, So that's why my thesis is called centralization and monopolization of Bitcoin mining. Now, the more than 3 pools are having more than 51% of all powers. More than, I believe it's more than 6 huge providers of data centers for miners, etc., are more than 51. So okay, to be honest, connection of those entities are really impractical or really impossible, because it need to be cooperation with Russia, China, and US. I believe this triangle will never be in harmony, but who knows? But it's split it into the hands of these nations, these really big players. But this is the movement why we need guardians. Like I mentioned about, it was my studies, but and especially my thesis, that made me first thinking on a much broader scale. But if Bitcoin is supposed to respond freedom and decentralization, then it must not be vulnerable to state control or corporate centralization. Yeah, the conclusion of my thesis is clear. We need decentralized, not just the hash rate and the profits, but the very idea of decentralization, the idea itself. That's where guardians were born. Yeah, it's actually from my thesis, and it's so funny because when you are studying not in Harvard or not in London or US schools, your studies are end, your thesis is done, and you are not continue where you ended up. It's funny because I did, and I just continue with these thoughts, and I started building something. So I think guardians are more likely, yeah, movement, not product, as I said. Yeah.
And I'm just curious, like, what are the actual dangers if you have mining controlled by a small number of parties? Right now, you said it's sort of a triangle of 3 different kind of entities that are sort of dominating a lot. What could happen? Let's say if China takes over 50% of all the mining operations in the next 5-10 years. What risks are there involved with that? What could happen? Any manipulations? Anybody could be. What happens? I'm just actually not sure about the risks involved with that.
Yeah, but basically, there is a phenomenon which is called security budget in Bitcoin. Security budget, it's a couple of things mixed together, which is making Bitcoin more stronger. But for example, when you are controlling more than 51% of all hash rate of all side, you can do some fake transactions. You can maybe, and it's worse, you can hide some transaction. You can how to say, I forgot that word, but if for example China will start disabling some transaction to people which are from US or from Russia or from anywhere else from Europe, they will start blocking the transaction because they will control the whole hash rate. But it's hard to tell if it's sustainable to holding 51%, because it takes too much power, too much electricity. Proof of work, you need to spend a lot of money to hold too much power. Because in terms of pool, if pool decide to fake transaction or sensors, do some censorship to transaction. It's about consensus. Everybody will leave that pool and start using different pool. It's about consensus. And pools are, I think pools are not so much treat in that. But states which are holding their physical miners and have a huge amount of power, potentially they can do it. But yeah, I think if you search security budget in Google, you will see many results on that topic, but it takes 10 of hours 10 hours to describe what security budgets, all these bullet points from this topic. So it's hard to describe. But let's say states are having electricity and hardware to do it. But it worth? I don't know. Maybe it's better just only using Bitcoin than trying to screw with Bitcoin, you know.
Good to know. Yeah, and that makes sense. So let's tie that back into solo mining then. So because of the Guardians of Blockchain being a part of this movement to empower and enable people to solo mine on their own, first of all, what does a solo miner do? Like a tiny little device that you can plug into your computer. What is that doing for the network?
I think the main advantage of solo mining, for example, many people are misunderstood with some misunderstanding about solo mining odds. People get obsessed with whether they hit a block yet, so they are checking the miner display every hour, hoping to see that they will hit the block, etc., etc. But I think it's not about hitting a block each day. But solo mining, it's for me, and I believe for everyone who purchase a miner from us or who we helped to build a solo miner. I think it's lessons learned. You can set it up, you can build it, you can build your own miner with this case, with this fan, with this I can see it, with this display. So you can build it up by your own, and after that you can run it, you can flash it, and you can see everything what's inside, because the hardware and software, it's fully open source. You can see what's inside, you can control the code, you can rewrite the code if you are nerd, if you are more nerd than me. But I'm still trying to rewrite the code, and we already did. We did our custom screens, etc., etc. But we are playing around, so it will be fully open source. And I believe that the solo mining, it's about education. You can educate yourself how Bitcoin is working, how mining is actually working, before you step out and start thinking bigger. I mean, start mining, now thinking mining in bigger scale, because sometimes it's happening that our clients, which was not familiar about mining, they realize that it's not for them, because they are checking the miners healthy each minute and write to us, hey, my miner is off. Okay, it was 2 minutes off because of internet connection. Okay, I will take care of it. So it's not for them, and I would say them it's better to do DCA, send $5 each week, and you are good to go. And after 1 year, we can meet each other, and you will be happy. So I'm telling to everyone, yeah, do a mining, do a solo mining, educate yourself. During the time, you can do an DCA, and in next 10 years, you are good to go.
Yeah, good to know. And I think it's, yeah, definitely a self-educational process just to know like what the heck is mining all about. And like you said, like it'll maybe give you that insight as to what's important to you and what you really want to do in this process. So if solo mining really obviously isn't necessarily about profit, of course, I've definitely heard of those stories where they occasionally, solve the block, and it's like amazing when you hear those, but not something you probably should depend upon or really count on too closely. You've really talked about it being a responsibility to learn about mining, to solo mine. Obviously, it's sort of the mission statement of Guardians of Blockchain. Can you talk a little bit more about like the importance of responsibility in terms of solo mining?
Yeah. Compared to my previous question, when I was when I sorry answer when I was describing how I start mining, I think this one is very simple. Mining taught me exactly what an old Czech saying express: without work, there are no cookies. So no pain, no gain. I'm reminded of this every single day. And once you truly understand it, uh, I think success come naturally, because responsibility, it's also about hard working. And if you will be, or better to say, work hard, don't compare yourself to others, and the reward will come in mining or whatever else in your area of your life. So I think, and I'm comparing the responsibility with hard working. I don't know if I can put it this way, but I believe it's about not just purchasing miners which are not mining Bitcoin, and I'm purchasing miners only because of profit, and I need it's yeah, greedy index. It's perfect indicator where you are. I'm purchasing Dogecoin miners because I want to be a rich. I'm purchasing Caspa miners because now they are on peak. I I've been through all these things because, first of all, we before we offer to clients, we needed to have hands on, so we needed to test it, and maybe 85, 90, maybe 95% of all these tests we tried but never sell to clients, because it was totally bullshit. Rack pools, etc., etc. Everything was not about responsibility, working hard. It was about money grab. Just get money as soon as possible, as quick as possible, and go away. And yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Got it. Yep. Totally makes sense. I appreciate that, man. We're going to do one more giveaway here, and then we're going to come back, talk with František about his sort of overall philosophy, the future he sees for mining, where he sees the technology going forward. So definitely stay tuned. Stick with us, guys. But let's go ahead and give our next giveaway here. This is going to be for the Trezor Safe 5 Bitcoin only hardware wallet. This is going to go for a random comment. Like I said, if you guys were watching it from the beginning, leave comments on the videos on this channel every week, the mission and the episode, to be eligible to win some of these great giveaways. So we're going to raffle off one of these right now. I've already got the comments sort of loaded up. And let's go find out who's going to get this hardware wallet today. And we're going to say anything goes. And the comments are being loaded up. Here we go. Chasing Inquiry. I feel like you might have won before. Did you win before? I don't know. That looks like a familiar name, maybe. Still a challenge, but that's what makes this fun. I'm finally getting a little better at these, though, with the recognition of the patterns. Great job, guys. Thank you, Chasing. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for leaving a great comment. We accept. I appreciate you being a part of this. Please do reach out again to the team, info@thegameofsatoshi.com, to give them your mailing address so they can ship you out one of these Trezor Safe 5 Bitcoin only wallets. So congrats to you. All right. František, let's get into your sort of overall philosophy, your outlook on where things are going, the future of mining, all that good stuff. So let's start off with, we kind of go back. Obviously, Satoshi is an enigma. It's a mystery. Everybody's got their theories, who it was, what he was, they, whatever, was all about. What do you think Satoshi's point of view would be on right now with the state of the centralization going on with the mining?
I'm not sure, but I think maybe it's my dark thinking or my fairy tale thinking, but I think he would say the same thing as, for example, Linus Torvalds, creator of Linux, or Hewlett Packard, or even Steve Jobs. And I think he would say you can't stop the progress, and it doesn't matter what it will be. I think they planted a seed, a tiny one, with a very uncertain future, let's say this way, and it grew into something incredible, you know. So that's what happened to Bitcoin actually. So I think they were just planted a seed. Personally, I have this saying. I love this saying: innovate or die, because if you don't innovate, you either disappear or you survive only with subsidies or handouts from governments. And but I guess that's a whole different topic already. I don't want to talk about subsidies and handouts from governments, but personally, I think you need to innovate, and I believe that the Satoshi or the group of Satoshi will say, okay, let's see where we get, or what I've done. Maybe I don't know, but I think it's the same as, for example, I saw some document with Linus Torvalds, and he was saying, I was just playing around. I didn't knew that Linux will be where he is right now. So yeah, I think it will be the same. Yeah.
Good to know. Do you believe decentralization is a technology or is it more of a mindset? Maybe both.
I think it's definitely mindset. Decentralization, you can decentralize everything, not just only Bitcoin. You can decentralize your thinking. You can decentralize everything in countries, in states, but it's absolutely about mindset. Like I said before, solo mining, it's not important because of the numbers of the hash rate or profit. I think this centralization, as it is, it's important because it teaches you how to understand this centralization. I think it sounds weird, but that decentralization learns you think more and how to think more and decentralized. But I think this is the way. I think this is definitely mindset, because uh, it's about incentive, it's about responsibility, it's about decentralization. Yeah.
You know, what's funny about it too is it kind of, I think sometimes can work both ways where decentralization technologies teach you about the mindset of why it's valuable. And other times you can come into it with already that value and try to build something decentralized because you already understand the value of decentralization. So
Yeah,
it does seem to work kind of both ways that you sort of can benefit on whatever side of it you're coming into it. What would you tell
exactly. For me,
somebody? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, buzzwords like Bitcoin and decentralization means everything, because yeah, as I described a moment ago, I was even decided to go to after 10 years, I decided to go to university again to study all these things, because I was learning from YouTube. The whole each evening I was studying how it works, how Nixon, what Nixon did in 71, 1971, with gold and etc. etc. And I was studying all these things. Uh, and after that, I realized, okay, maybe it's time to pack it up and start getting it more seriously. So yeah, I already did. So yeah.
Love that. And so finally, before we go into some audience questions here, what's the legacy you hope the Guardians of Blockchain will be creating, 10, 20 years out from now?
I won't. Maybe it will be. It will sound funny, but I want people to be telling their kids and their grandkids. And I'm not Steve Jobs. I'm not even Hewlett or Packard or even Linus. But I want people to tell their kids and grandkids, yeah, sure, today it's totally normal that your phone is mining Bitcoin in the background, and you don't even notice, right? But back then, it took a lot of effort to make that happen, because there was this movement, and how was it called? Yeah, it was called Guardians of Blockchain. Yeah, I remember well. It was 20 years before, and they were the ones who made it possible. Because if you realize that you can mine on everything, with everything, and you can rid of all these things, like huge. Maybe I'm a little bit against myself, because we are miners too. We are mining. We have petahashes of power, of hash rate. So okay, we do mining in bigger scale. So I don't want to tell people that big miners are bad boys or something like that. No, but it's about decentralization. If it's good to have big boys, it's also good to have small boys, and we are both, I would say, this way. So it's not about it's not about where I see guardians in next 20 years. I want that guardians will change the mindset. Because you can have but yeah, this is it.
Very good. Love that. All right. We got a couple of questions from the audience. If you guys do have a question we haven't jumped into, click that Slido link below and we will definitely ask it. First off, in 5 years, what mining future scares you the most, and what future gives you the most hope?
Nice. I think from my previous answers, it's maybe it's not clear enough, but I don't want giant companies. I don't want giant farms. I want passionate individuals all over the world. I want miners used as a heat sources in homes and businesses. I want ASIC, even ASIC, for example, ASIC coils instead of heating coils in your home. I want solar miners embedded in everyday electronics, computers, TVs, radios, even smartphones. I know if you purchase a new iPhone, you definitely don't want to heat this device up. But so in with mining, if my iPhone would have ASICs chips, I believe that you don't want this iPhone. But we are also in projects like heat reuse. You can dive all miners in oil. You can exchange the oil through the exchanger with water, and you can heat up buildings. You can heat up schools, administrative buildings, at everything else. You can use the heat from the miners. You can do more things than people know about Bitcoin. You can just not do only Bitcoin mining. You can use the grid, and for example, the electricity grid for rebalancing electricity. You can use the heat. And by doing that, you are decentralization. You are decentralized things if you are doing that.
Great. What mistake do new miners make most often, and how can they avoid that when they're getting started?
I think it's about environmental thing. There are many myths, like there are about Bitcoin itself, not only about mining, but the biggest one, it's environmental. The idea that Bitcoin wastes a huge amount of energy, and that if you mine near coal power plants, you are harming the planet. It's totally not true, and it's measurable. Mining on coal, it's extremely unprofitable. It's extremely unprofitable. In Europe, for example, we have emission allowances. Do you even know what is emission allowance?
I mean, I've heard of
Yeah.
the concept, but don't know the
Yeah.
specifics. Yeah.
You've heard the concept, and that's the most funniest thing on European Union, because nobody heard about these things, but we are reinventing bike over and over, but especially in Europe. And I get it, the Green Deal and all things around that. I get it. I want planet greener too. But for example, we have emission allowances which makes coal-based electricity insanely expensive.
Mm.
So completely no go for miners. If you are not, for example, using heat from miners, because we are participate also, for example, in Finland, near to Olkiluoto power plant, and they are preheating the water from the town, which is getting back to heat power plant, and they are preheating it from 40 degrees of Celsius to 80 degrees of Celsius. And after that, heat power plant will just only heat from 80 to 110. I'm not telling in Fahrenheit, but I believe that you're okay with that. But they are preheating the water from the town. But yeah, the biggest myth it's about environmental, because other countries miners don't choose coal either, because hydropower or solar, it's much cheaper. So miners naturally gravitate towards renewables, because it's measurable, transparent, and obvious. Renewable energy is cheaper. So yeah, I would put it this way. Yeah.
Very good. Final question here. How can someone get started mining if they have no technical background? And I know you do have some announcements of some new products you guys are coming out with and releasing to help people get started. So somebody watching this, they've never mined anything. They've never even plugged in anything. What's step one? How can you guys also help with what you guys are offering with Guardians of Blockchain?
I think, first of all, you need to start it. I think, and I I learned from just only hands-on practical things. So first of all, uh, you can download a free solo mining handbook. And here you can read everything about decentralization, what it means, etc., etc. After that, we are providing you the full setup, what you need. So you can, from this mining solo mining handbook, you can download open source STL model for 3D printing, so you can print by yourself. You can just connect the LilyGo display, which takes few dollars, so you can order it for yourself, and after that you can put it inside, put together with fan, put a bag on it, and upload a new firmware, and you are good to go. If you are kind of nerdy, so you want to try it by yourself, you can do it, because we are providing you a full guide. But if you are a little bit lazy, you can order it from us. We are shipping worldwide, so we can send it to you, and we can support your path on solo mining. And I believe in the next month we will start offering boost version, which is Guardian Max. It came from Nerd Nos, because Guardian is originally Nerd Miner. We forked the firmware, do some tuning on that, so we have now 200 kilohashes. That means little chip, this little chip is doing 200,000 guesses per second, and with this little PCB put it together, it guesses 250 million question per second. It's 250 gigahash. That's small. And this ASIC chip from S19 came in 2018, and it was big as this big monstrum. it was huge like this. But 8 years ago, we put it inside of this. It's unbelievable. And you can build it by your own. We can send it everything to you, or you can order from eShop online, etc., etc. But with ordering from us, you are supporting open source, and we are doing for loving decentralization, as I described before.
That is amazing, man. That is crazy. The exponential power gain by connecting those two pieces together. It's like unfathomable. So, wow, man, very cool, very
Yeah,
exciting.
but sorry to interrupting you, but it takes time because these little boxes are from plastic, from PLA material. But now we are testing more bigger cases with bigger fans, because when we are putting this little tiny ASIC chip inside of this little tiny box, the box will start melting down because there's a at 80 degrees of Celsius, the miner will stop working to avoid that you will need ferments. So this is the reason why we are not selling it yet, because we want to tune up for you and release the open source firmware and be able to mine more. And in quart of terahash, you are able to hit the block. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Each month, bidexes, nerdnoses are hitting blocks. I believe it's each month, once per month, someone hit the block, and you can see in Block Explorer, for example, you can see there that someone is hitting that. So it's proof of work. It's proof of work in a really tiny box.
That's very encouraging and very empowering, and obviously very exciting to hear that people can just from their home humble setup be a player actually in there and learn a lot and potentially actually hit a block. That's just really game changing, man. And I think that could basically be a very, very bright future to basically completely, decentralize the mining operations and allow everybody to be a sort of significant or at least somewhat of a significant player in the space. František, thank you so much for your time today, man. We really, really appreciate it. Do you have any final words for us? Words of encouragement, insights, any sort of tips you want to give us for getting started with solo mining? Obviously, if you guys want to learn more about solo mining, go to guardiansofblockchain.com. Again, click on that free PDF. That is going to be a great free resources for all of you guys to learn more about solo mining. And of course, if you'd like to purchase one of the solo miners, we're about to raffle one of them off here, have our final giveaway. But if you'd like to purchase one, they are available at guardiansofblockchain.com. But František, final words from you, man.
Yeah, I think thank you for watching this far. And if you don't, no hard feelings. Decentralization is something you have to grow into. But if you did make it all the way here, well, I would say something inside you is already starting to take root, right? But I'm ending my presentations with Uncle Sam, that we want you, but we want you, but also the decentralization. It's not starting in data centers or in states or politicians. It's starting with you. So you, as a human beings, are the most important part of the whole. And wait for the buzzword, blockchain. And it's you. It's not states. It's not everything else. You are the most important. So do it now. Start now.
Beautiful words, man. Thank you so much, František, for your support, for being a sponsor, for being a supporter, and a great, wonderful ally for us here for the Game of Satoshi. And keep up the great work with Guardians of Blockchain. I think it's really exciting. I think it's really also very noble that you are sort of spearheading this and taking this very responsibly and trying to really solve this problem and really kind of put this technology and this power in individuals' hands to keep the network secure, to keep Bitcoin and the community thriving. So thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It was my honor. Thank you very much. Bye.
All right. We'll let them go here. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this show. We do have one final giveaway, which will be the Guardians of Blockchain Guardian Mini, which we do give every single week here on the channel. So what we're going to do is raffle this one off for a random comment for the second YouTube video for this week. So this time I've got the comments already preloaded, and we're going to go ahead and randomly select a winner, and we'll see who gets it. 99 Stees. Congratulations. Nicely placed number, much easier than the last time. So yes, you guys will notice some episodes are much more difficult than others. And so once you get the hang of it, though, you start to realize what you should be looking for. And there's a bit of a pattern, there's a little bit of a, pattern detection essentially going on. So I'm glad that you're starting to figure that out, 99. Congrats to you. Make sure you also reach out to the team afterwards if you'd like to be a part of... to get your shipping address out there so they can actually ship out that mini miner to you. So congrats to you, and thanks for being a part of this this channel and this game. And for everybody, keep those comments coming. Of course, we do love that you subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, leave a like. That's always very, very helpful for us. We're trying to grow the movement, trying to grow the channel, and all of your guys' interactions and participations and just sharing this is basically what helps make this all work out. So if you guys need to get a hold of us in any other significant way, definitely join the Telegram group. We have the link below. There's a link tree, so you can jump on there if you have questions, you have a concern, some technical issue with the game or something like that. That's the fastest way to get your answer, and also connect with the team with the Game of Satoshi. We also have all the other links that you'd like to potentially connect with. We do have a Geyser Fund, and 100% of the sats that are donated for the Geyser Fund will be donated to the prize pool. So this is 100% going to grow. It's 1 Bitcoin at least, and we're going to try to keep growing that more and more and more as we get closer and closer to the final giveaway episode, which is going to come up in a couple of weeks here, basically about a month and a week or so. So we are getting closer to the end, so make sure you guys do, if you guys are feeling generous, donate to that. 100% of that goes to the prize pool. It's going right back into the community. So thanks to all of you guys that have been very, very supportive and helpful with doing that and being really, really great and generous about that. So I do have to let you guys know that this will be my final episode with the Game of Satoshi. It's been a fun run. I've really enjoyed it. You guys have been just an amazing community to be a part of. I've been feeling very grateful to be a host here on the channel. But unfortunately, this will be my last show that I will be hosting for the Game of Satoshi. And I just want to thank all of you guys for being a part of it. I want to thank all of our guests. I've learned so much about this, much more about Bitcoin, and I've become much more educated about the process of why Bitcoin is the game-changing technology that it is. And so it's just been a great experience for me to learn all this kind of stuff and to connect with you guys. But I will be moving on from the show after today. There will be an announcement. I don't know the specifics of that, but I'm sure if you guys are subscribed here or you've signed up, you got your email on the mailing list, you guys will definitely get some updates on what's going to be happening moving forward. So I don't have the specifics on the next show date or what's going to be happening there. So I do apologize for that. I can't really give you guys specifics right now, but I did want to at least just take a moment to say thank you guys. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. And I really appreciate you guys being a part of this. And yeah, that's all I can really say. And I'm really, really sorry that I won't be able to get with you guys to the end of the show. But thank you so much for having me. And I appreciate you guys, just hanging with me for the last couple of months. It's been a really fun ride. So with that being said, I will go ahead and end the show. And we will go ahead and probably, as you guys always know, that there's going to be new 2 episodes coming up, or an episode and a mission every single week. So you guys will definitely see that next episode coming up on, in 2 days from now. I should have also addressed today was obviously our unusual day, Thursday. We usually do these Fridays. So I'm sorry for that. It was just kind of a last minute schedule change this week, but you guys will get a notification, I'm sure, on when that next show is going to be. But for sure, you guys can count on that Saturday and Tuesday are going to be when the next episodes drop, episode and a mission. So you guys can always look forward to that. Obviously, subscribe. Make sure you got notifications on for this channel so that when those drop, you get access to it quickly. You can go into the players area. And again, as we always learn from all of these interactions, slow it down, right? He's like, you want to watch the video a couple of times, read that article a couple of times before you click start on that quiz at the very bottom. Just make sure that you feel fully prepared with all the information before you get started, because time is certainly of the essence. So that's what we got for you. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a fantastic rest of the competition and the show, and obviously a great weekend. And for all of you that, I probably won't see you anytime soon, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Obviously all the holidays are coming up. Happy holidays. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this, and I wish you guys all the best.